Hi, back again. We go on. We had that ship, and we must make here the holes in. So that means we can take here the down part of the ship. And apply the modifier, the subdivision surface. Now it looks like that. And we now must put in the holes there. So when we look at the original ship, you see we have this, 2 holes there, and this longer stuff there, and here there's 2 big or small holes. So we start there. Add mesh cylinder, rotate X 90 degrees, and scale them down. Then Shift D, place there one. Shift D, place there one. This one we make longer, so we go edit mode with background selection, bird selection, Alt A, deselect, box selection, and move that simply away. So we have that one. Shift D, another one. Shift D, another one. Shift D, this, 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 and this. Good. Then we can take one of them and make here the big ones with that. So we simply scale that, grab, scale, Shift D, put it there, and scale down. So I make here a little bit space. So I get here the ship. I don't want to scale my ship, so I scale that here. So I get with box selection this whole stuff here, but without the sun. So, and without that there. Good. And now I scale that to size. That is fitting with my ship there. Okay, that is the size. Grab that away and bring that deeper. And to close that panel, so we can bring that both directly in front of the ship. That should be scaled Y, so that is long enough to go through both walls. So that's okay. Then we see what happens here. That must be all bring there where it should. So we bring them here. And it follows a little bit the line here. That is the point. So I first scale Y, make it long enough. Grab Y. So then the other stuff, we place them all first down and then we retweak them. I think that follows the top line there, and so we make that. Good. So bring it here in the middle, scale Y. Good. front view, bring that here a little bit more up that it floats with them. That here we rotate, that we rotate too, that both we bring up, that we rotate, that we bring a little bit down, that too, rotate a little bit more, here a little bit more. Good thing. That is the right position for that. So we have to join them all together. So we mark all this stuff, select all the stuff. So then we object join them together. Then object apply rotation scale. Then we set the origin to geometry. The same with the ship itself, with this bottom thing there. So object apply rotation scale and object set origin to geometry. We have select our ship. Then we go to modifier and take here a boolean modifier. Okay, I said to you never use a boolean because it destroys the topology. That is so, but in some cases you have no other choice. And that is now. So now we must give the boolean modifier the object that he should cut out, and that is the cylinder 43 in my case. And then you see that happens when you cut there comes thousands of shitty shadings, but that is the case. So apply that. When we now move that away, then we see the holes are in, but we have all overall shading errors. So there is one trick I do then every time. File, save as 38. So it is much work, but it works, yeah. So we make that real big. Then we get a knife and simply cut around that whole stuff. That on each side, on each ring, so you can imagine that takes a while. Because when we cut the round, we get there an area between two loops, and then the shading error is in this little space between the both loops and not outside of them, and so you can handle them better. And now when you look, we have here the shading errors gone. The only one is that one, and that comes from other thing. But when we make them all, you will see later on no shading errors there. So we go on with the next one. I think here overlaying parts or such. Let's check that all later. That can make this shading errors too, but this is the right way to do that. In the old version of Blender you can spacebar to accept, and you see the shading errors nearly gone. not completely, but nearly. Can be when we later delete here these parts that it is then better, but we will see. In the old version of Blender there was an option projection cut. That was a good option. Then you can take a ring or such and use it as a cutter object, what is really fine. Then you don't must cut here manually. You can take the old cutting object and take it as a projection cut. Then you have cut it through that all. So here it hasn't cut it, I don't know why. No. And here also not. I don't know what he makes there. There to there cut. What is that for word there? Sometimes he makes mystery things. Yeah, we not must understand that all the time. What he makes there. Fucking stuff there. Maybe he cuts on the other side, I don't know. Never seen such. No. Then it is a bad way if it is so really. I must check that first before we make such work, and that doesn't work later. With shade flat you got this shading arrows not 2, but then you see the patterns there. Don't know what is bad as than that. We simply try it now. Who cares about this shit? So shade flat. Yeah, we have clean holes, but here then we must do the same so that it looks similar. Shade flat. So holes are in and no other stuff there. So we can try it here too. And that works. That is the main thing. The rest is history. Yes. So we simply shade that flat only. But this with the cutting works in 90% of the tries. Here not. So we must do that with this not really good option, but okay. the result is the important thing. The rest, who cares? Good. We have done that. Now we must delete here this inner loop, so we only delete the edges. So X, delete edges. Oh, there was one in the deck. Oh, who cares? So X, delete edges. Here did stuff too. Wow. Don't do such. Control Z. Oh, my nerves. Good. We should delete that for sure. So X. Fucking stuff there. So now, hope that was it. No, the other side also, he marks that all. No. I hate it. Okay, now X, delete edges. Good. This thing we have also here the two guys. So I go to wireframe mode. And we see that better. I take here circle selection for such, and then I select only them, and that should work. But be careful, don't mark other things. That really can happen fast. Then you have holes overall in your ship. So only that things here. Good. We look what is left from our ship. So the holes are in. Wonderful. This part here we make new. So we simply can delete that all. Top view to see better what we marked there. Okay, edges, and here also see with the circle selection it goes faster. But then be careful what you click there, that you don't click the words behind. You know why. So I hope we get them all. X, delete edges, some left, so delete them manually. X, delete edges. So, oh no, what he did there. Oh my god, I hate it really. Yeah, then we must work with an mirror modifier. So top view, and we delete this rotten stuff there. So word selection with background selection, box selection, and mark the half. Now the question is, where is the half? Think that here is the half, so we have to cut that part off, and then we can use a mirror modifier to put that on. So X, delete words, get this whole thing, say this word should be our point, so Shift S, I think, selection to cursor, selection to active, yes, then we use a modifier, a mirror modifier, but before we apply the rotation scale of it and the origin we set to geometry. No, that we don't do. We go back, and then we take here the y-axis to mirror that, and we have a ship. But as you've seen, we must connect both sides, so we can turn here clipping on, and then that clips, and we have a completed one. File, save. Here that should be white, I think. So should mark that and give them color white metal sign. Good, holes are in. File, save. This one can be deleted. That one should be checked for errors. That means we go edit mode, mark all, mesh, clean up, delete losers, 24 and at 8 edges. So you see every time is good to check that and clean up. Merge by distance, 10 removed. So that is now clean mesh. We can use them for the writings on there. Writings and paintings. Save, so save as new version number. Good. What we need there is this writings and the stripes and the symbol and this paintings there. That is what we want to do now. So we add text, rotate X 90 degrees. We bring that text in front, scale them down, grab it by the way. Tab is the edit mode of the text, and then type in U point spacebar S point spacebar, coast, spacebar, guard. Good. We have that one. Shift D, we can copy the text, tap to edit mode, and type and delete as in Word or such other softwares. So we have that text. The text should be black. So we have here the text values, but I think that color is the same like in the other stuff. You take here black. So we have that. Then we need this blue stripe. So we simply add mesh plane, rotate X 90 degrees, bring it in front, scale it down, scale X, so then should have the same color. So new color, go here and take the pipette to take that color. So we have that, and we can rotate them. So we have that too. Shift D, we can take this one and simply grab that here and bring it there. I think that works. That should be this red. I think we have some red something. Red down, red plastic. So we take simply that red plastic. Good. And this black stuff there, but that we make singular. So I only want to take that as picture. So I move that all a little bit up. Oops. That we need also. Good. Now we need a picture from that. A texture picture. So for that, we take our cam. That is this one. We bring them, grab there. Then we take here the type to autographic cam N. Press N to get here the rotations of the cam. Set them all to 0. Then N to close that panel, rotate X 90 degrees to hit them up. Numpad 0 to get in cam view. And then we zoom on, that is orthographic scale. And then we place them so that it works. That should be that. This both. It's better when that is longer. It goes only from there till there. That is important. Well, we need the symbol there. Okay. So bring that a little bit deeper. That a little bit deeper. Here, that a little bit higher. That a little bit deeper. Okay, bring it a little bit to the side so it's bigger. Yeah. Good. The symbol we need. Yeah. I searched them on the internet and found some, and so we can add image as a plane, and I have it in my download folder. You can download it from the internet, it's not a problem to find them. So I leave my download folder. So it is in the Coast Guard folder. So here is this. Yeah, don't know how to call it, but you know what I mean. And that comes there in the middle. It is an alpha normally, so I must look what's wrong there. Shading. Bring it in front. Set origin to geometry. And grab Y. So here we have that. There is an alpha channel there, but it don't works, or he doesn't show it. So we check live render. It works at both. So we check that there is an alpha channel on the render also, so that is by the film, and there it is transparent, so the background is transparent. Then we go in the cam and hit F12 to render. There we see a shadow. That is not good. That I don't want, so I break that. The shadow, yeah, that is a problem. So we have to bring them near on. Switch like that. Good, we try it again. You can set them all with the nodes on emit, then you don't get any shadows. That is another option. I'm not fine with that. So maybe we set them on emit, then we don't have that problem. So we go shading, and then we take no principal shader. We take there an emit. So add shader, emission shader. The color should be this base color, so we can take pipette and take it from there. Then the same is here on the picture. Shift Control D and make a copy of the emission shader and place them here also. So no diffuse. So we take here Control V. And replace here this shader, the emission shader, get the color in there and place it there. So there is no shadow also. Now we render again, F12. Normally there should be no shadows there. And there are no shadows. Perfect. So that is our texture to put on the boat. So we can save them. Save as in PNG is important, and RGBA is important because the alpha channel is there. Place it in our texture folder and call it writings. So writings PNG, color depth, not needed to make that higher, so we save that simply. Good. Now we have to place that on our boat. File, save. So for that we need an unwrap from view. So we go tap edit mode and hit U, unwrap from view. So we have that. Then we need the boat materials. So we have them here. And we want to write on the white one. So white is selected. That is our white material. And we have now to put there this alpha channel texture on it. So we need another texture coordinates, Shift D, another mapping, Shift D. Then we take here the UV. Then we take there our image texture, add texture, image texture, connect vector with vector, open up our texture folder, get here our writings PNG, and here we need then a mixer when we want to mix that, and I'm not sure for the moment, but we will see that later. So I disable that here and take add shader, mix shader. So here now comes that one not in. I must before Shift D take another mix shader where I plug in our picture. Then as a factor the alpha and add transparent shader and put them on there, and that you should mix with all the stuff there. So we see it appears there. That is the wrong way. So I must look in the UV editing, and here you see why, because that is too small. So we go back to shading. First what we do is put that on 1. You see now it is bigger there, but we have to do some, I must short think about that. It is colored but no color there. Why? But I must position that is the main work, I think. So we need here that ship part. So this there. We go there and look there, that we see that correctly. So, and now we can take here that one, A to select all and scale them up, and then you see on the right side it changes directly, and we only must find the right position where the text is seeable. And we must go here and take by the shading in the mapping minimum maximum to 1, that we only have one texture and not a titled one in all directions. So now we can place them by grabbing simply. It was there. But why it isn't in the same color, that I don't understand. It's like black and white or such. It stands there, but I'm not a friend of that. So it must be something with our stuff here. When I take that away and take that as a factor. No. So there is this part, but the rest isn't the right color. When I take the alpha, then it must work. Yeah. But it is then a cutout. So I change the position of both. Yeah, that worked. Good. But this whole thing must come more down, that we can handle here with the locations. So we try X. X isn't it. So we take Y. Y is it, but not in this that power. So we go back to UV and rotate that a little. Then we grab it a little. Yeah. I think I must rotate a little bit more. Rotate. Yes. Good, we have it on. File, save as. New version number 40. Only thing I must find out how that will be rendered. It is not the right color there, and it is in the hole. That is not good. So we have to do it again. There is a hole. Now I see that. Okay. Grab it. And we must grab it there. And scale it maybe a little. That it isn't that big. Backpack. Yeah, that can work. Good. Then shading. There's something wrong with this shading. When I plug it directly in the surface, then the rest is black, but then it looks good. So that means this white stuff comes from the principal shader there. So I take off the normal This isn't there. There's a 50-50 mix. Maybe it's better to add such. That means we take here add color, an RGB mixer, and bring there an add in. But we see that doesn't work because that is a green output and a yellow input. Green means that is a shader, so you need a shader, something to mix that. Then we can try math node. It's by the converters. That can work with an add. It shows it in red lines, but I think that works. No, in this version that don't work. That's new. Okay, so we try that again. Why it is so lightened? When I take that away, then it's sharp. When I put that on, it isn't sharp. Really? Mystery. He overlays that with the white. But he should only take... I know some. When I take the alpha as a factor for that. Yeah, that was it. I have it. Thanks God. So, we have it. All is written there. I'm fertig mit my nerves. You know what I mean? So I put that behind the ship there. W. Bring it there. Yeah, and this hole we will fill all we will do. Sure. Then we can activate here the other decks. Bang, and that is the ship with writings on. But our cam we must reactivate to perspective link. Then we can grab them and go to our ship. Rotate X a little. Grab it. Rotate Z a little. Grab it. Grab a little mouse button and zoom out, and we have it. So now we have our ship with these paintings on, with the holes in. Isn't it nice? Good. We are finished with that, so see you in the next tutorial series. Thanks a lot.